For those of you who don't know, my name is David, and this is my cousin Treasure. And for the last couple of days, she's been kind of following me around as I live my life as an MBA student. And I'm really, interested in kind of just seeing what she learned in her experience as getting to be like a mini MBA for a couple of days and just kind of getting a little, reflection into my life. So, how have the last couple of days been?
The last couple of days have been just packed with so much stuff, so much ripping and running, so much fun, so much learning. It's just been really great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how I didn't really know what to expect when you said you were going to come for a few days. I was like, okay, I was like, I mean, I got school, so it's just like, I guess you can just tag along to stuff and then see how it worked out. So,
Yeah, I love school, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to school. I know David's not going to have nothing too wild. It's just going to be academics. We're going to be structured. We're going to
yeah,
be healthy. We're going to be in bed on time. We're going to wake up on time. I need
yeah.
that.
Well, you see why you have to, right? Because it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is a good week to come, but it's still there's a lot going on right now, and it's exciting. Yeah. Okay, what has been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part so far, I would just say experiencing the campus, like just being outdoors, being in like this walkable city. Everything's just so close, and just to see all the community doing their little community thing, and just like being with you walking around, and you're always like, hey, and everybody's like, oh, hey, Dave. It's like, yeah, like all the, I love that, the vibes.
Yeah, no, it's that is one of my favorite parts too. I think honestly, like the biggest part for me, because since moving back to Georgia over the last year, pretty much the only people I would know were the people I worked with, which isn't a lot of people, and they were always kind of moving, and they're also young. It was just felt very like distant, but having so many faces that I see now that are like, we're doing the same thing, we have stuff to talk about, and just having like friendly people to say hi to is it's so special. It's one of those things that I never appreciated when I was an undergrad the way I do now, because once you're out of it and you're older, you can see how quickly life can become so isolating, and it's like there really is there's no equivalent to just having a community of people who are happy to see you.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like going from class to class with you. I'm seeing the same people we saw at the different outside of class events, the
Yeah.
different meetings, and that's just so cool. Like I miss that. I
Yeah.
feel like now I have friends here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it really does feel like that because people become familiar so fast. It's like you only see people a couple of times and a couple conversations and then having that friendly familiar face. It's just so sad as the world's become so like digital. You just I think we really undervalue how there is no equivalent to
Human
knowing a
relationships.
person and just having human to human interactions. It's so intrinsic to like who we are as human beings.
And it's so fulfilling.
Yeah, like like school is hard. There's a lot to do. My life is really busy right now, but I just get so much energy from just having people who are just going through it with you. Yeah.
They know it, they understand, they can help you, they can support you.
Yeah.
And they're busy too, so they're not like out trying to distract you
Yeah.
from your stuff, and that's good.
No, no, exactly. What's something you've learned in the last 2, 3 days?
Something I've learned in the last 2 or 3 days, I really enjoyed that sustainability talk. What was his name?
Oh, Dr. Sundar Bharadwaj.
Yeah, that was a really, 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 really good meeting. Just talking about how you can, because I've always loved marketing, but then about how to promote sustainability and efficiency while also communicating the financial bottom line.
Yeah.
Well, it was just so interesting to me because he talked about all the different like losses companies were going through, but how in the long term it's very beneficial. So just learning how to communicate that I thought was really good.
Right. Yeah. What Dr. B does really, really well is showing that obviously you need sustainability efforts. It's important, but it's not just important societally. It's important from a business perspective, right? Like, and he showed that if you do all these efforts, but ultimately it's a loss in the balance sheet, just to be a loss leader, that's not going to work. It has to have actual positive implications in the long run for the business. And, those are just the kind of things that are so relevant to the real world, right? Like that presentation is basically like most of, it's like a summary of like all the market research he's done for huge companies over the last couple of years. I mean, he's the still, I believe, the official outside marketing representation for Coca-Cola, like one of the biggest brands in the world. And it's like, it's so amazing to learn from real experts in the field. It's so, it's like, I love the internet. I love YouTube and, other ways of like finding information, but to like see it firsthand from actual professors, like they're professors for a reason. They're actually like really good at teaching you information much, and they make it so much more real, and they have so much experience too.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing I really like about my accounting professor is like accounting's super hard and I don't really know what's happening half the time, but he's just done it for so long.
Yeah.
The guy was a real CFO for so many years that no matter what questions the kids throw at him, like he knows exactly how to dumb it down and answer it at their level. And I think there's no substitute for expertise.
Yeah, especially like talking to an expert that can translate the ethereal world of whatever into real life.
Yeah.
Like even in the accounting class, of course, that's the only time I've ever been in accounting in an accounting class, but I learned that you get in trouble because you try to be creative.
Yeah.
Accounting is not the place to be creative, and you have to know exactly what this money is labeled so that you can track it and report it correctly.
Yeah. Accounting is not the place for creativity.
Yeah. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the few things where it's like, nope, there's a right answer, and it's not subjective. Like you need to figure out exactly where this money goes. It's just stuff like that. And I think the biggest difference for me between undergrad and business school has just been everything that we do has a clear purpose in the
Business
real world.
context. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, we've all had those classes in undergrad where it's like, that was cool, and I'm never going to need to know that
Yeah.
again. Like every single piece of information is directly applied to something that you or someone in your company is doing. So even if you never do applied statistics or, accounting, which I probably never will do, the stuff I do in the marketing department has financial benefits that end up on the balance sheet and the accountants are affected by it. So it's just understanding that it's just like this web of every single action has a reaction, and it's cool. It just feels like I never question, even when I don't like something, why am I doing this,
Yeah. Like, I feel like growing up, because of course I had statistics in college, we do a little bit of statistics in high school, middle school, whatever.
Yeah.
I never understood the real world implications until I went to that class today.
Really?
And they were talking about like the customer data and the outliers. Okay, now we have outliers that spend more
Right.
than a little bit. What can we do for them? And I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay, I see you.
It's not just a high number.
It's
That high number
demographics.
represents, demographic. Oh, it's like, because in undergrad, you just learn like everything
The
outside
math.
the plot is the outlier. It's like, okay, who cares?
Okay.
But in applied business statistics, it's, hey, this number is high because this customer is spending more, which means maybe we can service them in a different way. Like it has more context. It all is meaning. You're not just doing it for the principle of learning it. Like you're doing it because it matters. And I think that's just been my favorite part about it. Every single thing, it just has a real world effect. And I think I really wish really all school, undergrad, and even high school was framed more in that
In a
way.
real world
And not everything is related to business. Business isn't everything by any means. But just the idea of like, if you want to be a painter, right? Like you need to learn math so that you can properly equate dimensions in your painting. And I think if we did a better job of explaining how the stuff we learn in school directly applies to any field, I think kids would be like more engaged. Because I know I would be.
Like I've done so much more math in my art creation
Yeah.
than I've done in anything.
Exactly.
Even when I was in like organic chem, like dimensional analysis, no, my art, because I do a lot of like geometry type stuff and have to like scale it. And it's like, all right, if somebody would have just put it in context instead of like, oh, Johnny has a flag, make the triangle. Like,
Right.
what? Yeah, if they just had more real world context, then it would have been easier for me. But that's why I like the whole business aspect, because every class I've been to is of course framed in a business frame. There's real world implications. Like I've been 5 years in corporate, but I've never been on the math side, on the metrics, or having to even communicate the metrics. And I think it's the communication of the math that is really, really insightful.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So you've been here a couple of days. You got a little mini snapshot. But I guess it's like, what are your takeaways? Do you think this might have any impact on thinking about potentially going back to school?
This definitely has an impact on me potentially going back to school. Like I want to get my doula certification, but now I wish there was like an actual school with a campus, because that's not how doula
Yeah, I
certifications
don't.
work.
So I don't understand how doula certifications work. So like, explain to me how that process
So
works.
basically, you sign up and they give you
Who
have
is they?
requirements. The International Doula Association.
Okay.
There's like an international one. There's a national one. And you go with them, and then they give you the requirements that you need to get certified. And there's different credits, different like lactation consulting, different types of things. And you have to attend certain workshops. And the workshops are at different locations. And sometimes things are like pop up, of course, because it's birth.
Right.
So you'll
Okay.
be you'll be at
New one
different
dropping.
places. Yeah, new one dropping. So that's really how it is. It's gonna be at multiple locations.
How long
So
does that take?
about 10 months max.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. But of
Is
course,
it
if you wanted to do
expensive?
more, it's not expensive. I want to say maybe like 10,000 max. So yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
But I think you can also like pay workshop by workshop. Different companies have different ways they do the payments.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you get that certification, is it something you could potentially do while you were attending school? Like I don't know how encompassing it is.
Yes, but because the workshops are pop up,
You got to go.
yeah,
I
and
see.
I'll have to
Okay.
like
I see what you're
be
saying
in
now.
different locations.
Right.
So
Interesting.
maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've been talking about being a doula forever, so
I know.
I'm really excited that you're like
I'm
thinking
so
about really
excited.
getting to it, you know?
Um,
Yeah, well, gotta have you come visit again, cuz, of course. And
mhm.
yeah, I mean, trip's not even over. You head out tomorrow, but I'm just so glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here. I had such a good time. I walked in the garden and I saw the butterflies. And I'm about to go on this campus and get a handful of rosemary, because there's rosemary growing all around here.
Yes. Easy to find.
Easy to find. Nobody needs to ever shop for rosemary out here. So yeah, make me a little hair oil.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Any last words?
Go dogs.
Hey, go dogs.
Hey.